Join me as I color this gorgeous mandala from my brand new Sweet Mandala Vibes coloring book. I'll show you all the supplies and techniques I use to create a glittering, rainbow-colored masterpiece that's perfect for framing or for using in mixed media art projects. I'm Angeliki, and welcome to my studio. So, Sweet Mandala Vibes is one of 8 coloring books I recently released in the ages 8 to 108 category. They're meant to be the fun, relaxing, satisfying workhorses of anyone's coloring book library, and they're all available in paperback, hardcover, and instant digital download where you can print it home on any paper that you like. When I got the idea of doing a rainbow mandala, I looked through the 50 artistic mandalas in the book and picked one that I thought would be the best fit, and this is the design I thought would work really well. I started by swatching my colors and initially picked 7 Ohuhu alcohol markers in the Roy G. Biv sequence, right? So if you haven't heard of that, that's the shortcut to remember the colors and the order that they're in a rainbow. So it's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. And the difference between indigo and violet being indigo has more blue in it, violet has more red in it. So you kind of complete the circle, right? Getting maybe some magenta back into the reds. It's pretty cool how that works. So I picked my 7 colors, and then I looked at the mandala and started to strategize where would they go, right, to give that rainbow effect, because it was a little bit like a puzzle in a way, figuring out which spaces and in the mandala the different colors would go. And as I was doing that, I realized I was going to need to pick some supporting colors. So I picked those out, and I selected only Ohuhu markers, the alcohol markers with the fine point nibs, since I was dealing with a slightly smaller bit of detail. And I also went and picked coordinating Soucolor glitter gel pens, some of my favorites, and Stickles glitter glue. Stickles glitter glue for the finishing touches, because I knew that when it was done, I wanted to put real sparkle on this thing. So I took a look at the mandala and I decided, okay, I'm going to start with just one quadrant of the mandala to figure out where everything goes before I really dive in and do the whole thing. And then once I had that decided, then I'd color in the rest of the mandala. And then I dove in, I did the rest. I filled in the rest of the mandala with all of the colors that I had picked out and that were already kind of drafted in that first piece. And I made sure that everything matched, and it, to give that really nice rainbow effect. I noticed that there was a little bit of bleed through, right? Some sloppy edges, because of course alcohol markers, it's what they do. They bleed out a little bit. But I wasn't worried, because I knew that I was going to come in both with the glitter gel pens to draw in over the lines, because that gives a nice definition. And then later I would bring in the acrylic paint pens, and that I could clean up bleed through marks as well. That's really one of the great things about those Grabies. I have the set of 48, and they're just great. They're great to intensify colors, clean up areas that you don't like, fix errors, and then also you can use them to clean up the outer edge of any of your coloring pages. Take a white paint pen, whether it's Grabie or Posca, or you could even use Jelly Roll gel pens to do that. So you can see I'm using some glitter gel pens here to add some accents going over the lines. I'm using the Grabie paint pens to intensify and clean up some of the messy spots and just make it look real clean. I do the edges as well. Here's a little interlude of showing you all the supplies that I used. The Stickles glitter glue, and all of the markers and pens that I used, all the Ohuhu alcohol markers and the Soucolor glitter gel pens, and the Grabie alcohol or Grabie acrylic paint pens. Every one of these colors went into making that pretty mandala and coloring it up nicely. And there's my little coloring desk with my live green smoothie on the right. Do you make those yourselves? So good. So this is what it looked like. Here's the mandala before the glue. It's all colored. It's got the glitter gel pen. It's cleaned up. It's ready to go. And now I'm applying the glue, and I've got to give you a critical tip. Don't do what you see me doing here. I'm working from the outside in, and I think it had been a while since I did a big glitter glue project, and I did it wrong because that meant that I had to stop and leave things dry overnight before I went further in on the mandala. You start from the inside and you work your way out, and you always do glitter glue at the very end of your project. That is the way to apply it. But look how gorgeous it is going down, right? It's just like instant sparkle, like, I don't know, pixie dust and crystals and diamonds and rhinestones. I just love it. Look at that close up. It's just so pretty, isn't it? It turned out so nice. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this yet, if I'm going to frame it or use it in a mixed media art project, but I'm definitely going to put this to use. And I just thank you so much for spending this time with me. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you find it helpful. If you do something like this, leave comments below. Leave a link to your social media posts. I'd love to see what you do yourself if you use this technique. Be sure to check out the next video in the queue, and I'll see you again next time. Take care.